Okay, Justin.
Thanks, Corinne. We're only a couple of weeks away from government funding also running out again. At this point, do you guys have a preferred strategy for how you'd like to see the government funding bill and the two supplemental requests go through? Do you want to see one sort of collective piece of legislation, or?
So I don't have a direct process on that. But certainly, we want to see both of them get through, both the domestic supplemental, which we're going to announce this week, and obviously the urgent supplemental as it relates to our national security that we announced last week. Certainly, we think Congress should move forward with both of them. They should move forward on getting those passed. As I mentioned, as it relates to the national security request that we made with Ukraine and also Israel, we've seen bipartisan support. We don't believe there should not be a reason for Congress to move forward with that. Once we get the domestic supplemental request out there, obviously we'll have conversations as we are now, continue to have conversations with members of Congress to talk about that piece as well. But we want to see both of them move forward. They're both critical. They're both important. If you think about the domestic, we're talking about child care, right? We're talking about disaster relief fund, all incredibly important to the American people.
When the negotiations were going on before, you guys referenced pretty frequently the deal that former Speaker McCarthy and the president had out of the debt ceiling talks. Yeah. Given the state of Republican leadership right now, do you guys still see that framework as sort of operative, or do you think we'll be starting sort of from square one when they go into the negotiations?
So, look, I'm not going to get into hypotheticals from here, how the process is going to go. If we go back to the budget agreement a couple of months ago, it was something that, again, House Republicans, 2/3 of them voted for it. It got bipartisan support. It was something that American people wanted to see, both Republicans and Democrats coming together and delivering for the American people. And so that was incredibly important to the president. We believe that they needed to stick to the deal that they voted on. The president signed that bill. And now we're at a point where we're talking about the supplemental budget, right, which is something that is common. It is not unusual for the administration to ask for a supplemental request.
Yeah. You said that in addition to sort of disaster relief, it might include childcare and other priorities. And so I'm wondering if, this may push beyond the sort of deficit cuts that you had agreed to as part of that deal.
No, I understand the question. Look, supplementals are, as you know, not unusual to ask. And these are domestic priorities that the president thinks are incredibly important, that the American people need and want to see. If you think about child care, if you think about the American Rescue Plan, how important it was to have, for example, the CTC and what the difference that made to communities across the country. And so this is something that's been part of the president's platform for some time. And so he's gonna put out his domestic supplemental in the next day or two. He'll lay that out for Congress, and we'll continue to have those conversations. But he thinks the reason he's asking for it because he actually believes it's very important, and it's not unusual for the administration to ask for a supplemental.
This is serious, friends. Crisis-era stimulus checks are beginning to cause trouble for a large number of SSI and Social Security beneficiaries. Top lawmakers from the House and Senate are pressing for answers. The SSA is expected to release an important announcement very soon. My dear friends, do make sure that you watch until the end of this video to find out if you will be affected by this. Also, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dearest friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. When crisis stimulus checks were deployed to millions of Americans, the government reassured Social Security and supplemental security income beneficiaries that they were eligible for payments. But now some beneficiaries, who included retired and disabled Americans, may have received more than they bargained for, and that is lost benefits. Some SSI recipients have seen their benefits suspended or have been assessed overpayments as a result of stimulus checks, which were worth up to $3,200 per individual, or $6,400 per married couple over 3 rounds of payments. Social Security beneficiaries have also reportedly received overpayment notices. Those reports prompted 3 Democratic leaders, Senators Ron Wyden, Sherrod Brown, and Bob Casey, to send a letter to the Social Security Administration last week, stating they are deeply concerned. SSI provides benefits to adults and children who are disabled and blind, as well as retirees and individuals age 65 or older with little income or resources. The size of the monthly payment that beneficiaries receive depends on their income, living circumstances, assets, and other factors. Each month, beneficiaries must report their income and their wages, as well as any changes to their resources or living arrangements. That oversight is aimed at making sure that beneficiaries still qualify under SSI strict rules. Notably, that includes a limit of $2,000 in assets of any kind per individual beneficiary, or $3,000 for married couples or 2-parent families with children who are SSI beneficiaries. SSI beneficiaries tend to have few resources and limited income, and therefore likely qualified for full stimulus payments. But the low asset limits means that those payments may have caused complications. The Social Security Administration announced in 2021 that the stimulus checks would not count towards eligibility and payments of SSI benefits, regardless of how long beneficiaries held on to the money. According to lawmakers, benefit suspensions and overpayment notices can have a profound negative impact in their lives. So the lawmakers are asking the Social Security Administration to provide more information on the number of beneficiaries who saw their benefits reduced or suspended between certain time periods. The senators are also seeking to find out number of claimants who have been denied SSI benefits because of the stimulus checks, among other details. The errors come as no surprise to Darcy Milburn, the Director of Social Security and Healthcare Policy at the ARC, which is an advocacy organization for people with disabilities. The group was hearing about this issue fairly frequently during the depths of the crisis. Currently, there are 7.6 million people who are on SSI, and each one of those individuals' assets are checked very frequently by the SSA. The general advice for situations with overpaid Social Security benefits is to communicate income and asset changes to the Social Security Administration as quickly as possible. This is according to Milburn. Notably, the organization worked very hard to communicate that the stimulus payments should not count against income or assets for SSI beneficiaries. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts about all of this? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. According to top economists, a recession is poised to hit the U.S. economy within the next 9 months. Wall Street forecasts of a recession have been getting pushed further and further out into the future as consumers continue to show solid spending habits and are overall in good financial shape. One economist told Yahoo News that a combination of several risk factors suggested that the economy would be unable to avoid a mild recession within the next year. From the resumption of student loan payments to elevated borrowing costs, there are a lot of risks that everyday consumers are forced to navigate. High borrowing costs for cars, homes, and credit cards pose a threat to economic growth, especially if they persist for longer than expected. The higher interest rates are also impacting business capital expenditures plans. All of these risks should ultimately weigh on consumer spending habits as a crucial holiday season approaches. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts about our economy? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Well, my greatest and most amazing friends, That is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Dear friends, thank you so very much for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dearest friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed week.